Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Chapter 17 here, The Calling. This is what we're continuing with again. A couple more, and we're done. Oh, before I continue, I want to give a nice shout out to my Aunt Lisa. She sends me pecan pie every single year. Down home, southern, homemade pecan pie. And let me tell you, I look forward to it every single year. I just got it to the door. So excited. Can't wait for a piece. Anyways, I don't even know if she'll ever see this, but if she does, shout out to you. Thank you. I love it. My favorite. Anyways, jumping right in, Chapter 17, The Calling. Upon returning to the house, Katie comes face to face with Sean, who's standing in the garage. He's been waiting for her to arrive, feeling there are a few things which need to be discussed and to prepare themselves to be ready for what's to come. Filled with emotion from putting down Cassandra, Katie looks at him. Even though she really doesn't want to talk, no excuse comes to mind which would help her avoid the conversation. The desire isn't there, and the mood isn't very good either. Yet, having the time to address all concerns will be beneficial to them both. They head into the kitchen where she sees that everything has been restored and plays back to its original location. Sean obviously has no clue as to what happened here, which is exactly what she wanted. Otherwise, his vengeance would place them both in danger. She pointedly doesn't say a word to him about any of it or the fact that she contacted Mr. Craven. This is currently what's best for them. Sitting at the table, Sean looks at her, knowing there shouldn't be any secrets between them. She wants to make sure they are on the same page going forward, as what they face will be the hardest challenge of their lives. With that in mind, they know there is little, if any, room for error. Honey, I need to tell you, I killed Willie because he was a wild dog and needed to be put down. He was going to bring unnecessary attention to the hospital, Sean says, surprising her. That's a shame. I spared him having to deal with us only to have him turn on me and go straight to you. There's nothing I can do to save someone if they don't want it themselves. We all make our own decisions and go from there with the consequences, Katie says. Relieved, Sean thinks about the war ahead. He feels all will be okay because his wife is emotionless. This has just been proven by her reaction to Willie's death. Granted, the boy wasn't someone they socialized or dealt with on a regular basis, but he was still someone they knew and who was a part of the hospital's family. Just watching her eyes, so unlike his in that they reflect neither remorse or sadness, he understands he's the weaker one in the couple, something that everyone has made a comment about at one point or another. Katie, do you think that I'm going to be a risk going forward? Sean asks. Why would you ask that? I mean, you're who you are, and that's something we can't change. I'm not looking for anything else from you other than to be the man that you have been. That is more than enough for me. Whatever comes our way, we will handle it, and whatever you can't handle, I will. Katie answers, and the response comforts him. Knowing that she's capable of such feelings every now and then, Sean knows the other members will come hard at him, and he contemplates sharing an office with Katie until the end of Armageddon. Even if he's okay with doing so, he's not too sure she would feel the same way. Aware of his heart, Katie feels badly for Sean because he's not as brave as he would want to be. She's always had his back, no matter the situation, even before they had immunity. After it was granted, it was easier to defend him in whatever way she saw fit. Nothing has ever come more naturally to her than killing. She's taken to it like a duck to water. However, while Sean has tried to enjoy it, a part of him is extremely compassionate and doesn't want to harm certain people. His heart isn't fully committed to the cause as hers. Sean, baby, you sure this is something you want to participate in? Katie asks. Without a doubt. Being by your side as you do the things you love is all I could ever ask for. I'll be another set of eyes for you and will protect you until the day I die. Whether that be tonight, tomorrow, a year, or 40 years. I'll always be here for you. I love you, Sean answers. I know you do. You know that you mean everything to me, and that's why I want to make sure that this is something you really want and aren't doing it just for my satisfaction. I can manage this with or without you. But once you're in, you need to be all the way in. And if you were to try to do this halfway, it would only end up with you getting hurt. And I don't ever want to see that happen, Katie says. With you by my side, I'll be fine. No need to worry about me, Sean replies. Smiling, Katie stands up from her chair and walks over to him and begins to kiss and caress his neck while pulling on his hair. He kisses her back, puts his hand down her pants, and grabs her ass. He thrusts his hips into her as they both chuckle and thrust again before taking things onto the floor. Wait, Sean. I'm sorry, but there are so many other things we need to take care of. Once it's all done, I promise you, I will give you the best of me in any and every way you want. But we are going to need to take care of everything else first, Katie says, pulling away from him. What is it that we need to take care of? Sean asks, caressing her hair. I need to tell you something. Something that can't wait any longer. I thought I would be able to hold on to it until after Armageddon, she answers. Honey, there's nothing that you could do that would change anything between us. You're the one and only thing that matters to me in this life. So just say it and you'll feel better, Sean says. It's a bit hard, but I did it. I did it because it was the best course of action for us. And it wasn't easy, but it was what needed to happen, as she wasn't like us. I had to do it before someone else did, or use her to get to us. What I'm trying to say is, I killed Cassandra, Katie replies. Well, why would you do that? How could you manage to do it? I would never be able to do that to her. She's like one of our own. Katie! F! How could you? Sean cries. Sean, I did it for us. You're not like me. I knew that if she were alive and someone were to try to harm or claim to have her, you would give up everything and put us in danger. That's all it would take for us to die. And I couldn't live with knowing that we were running a risk because we wouldn't be able to provide her safety while ensuring our own. So yeah, it might be rough and cold-hearted, but it did what was right for our safety. Believe it or not, I did it as an act of mercy. No one else would have shown her the same amount of compassion, Katie says as Sean continues to sob. She was meant to be our child. I just don't get how you could go ahead and kill her as if she were some random person, Sean replies, crying. It was in our best interests. And I'm sorry if you don't see it that way or understand, but I really have been thinking about our future, Katie says, trying to comfort him. Katie embraces him, hoping to get some other type of reaction from him, but Sean remains still and says nothing in return. Katie tries to look into his eyes, but he keeps his head down as the tears run down his face. He is heartbroken and hurt that he didn't have a chance to say goodbye to someone he loved so much. Katie tries to think of a way that she can make it up to him, but comes up short and instantly regrets the biggest mistake of her life. She feels that by telling him the truth, she has just put them in danger and tremendous risk of losing the most important thing in their lives, each other. Sean, we're a team, and this isn't meant to go down this way. Everything I've ever done has been for us. You know that. Deep down, you know that I'm right. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused you, but it's in our best interest in the future. When we survive, we're going to redirect our focus back on finding the cure for mental illness. That's something you're extremely passionate about, and I want to do something where you'll find meaning. So once we're done with Armageddon, we will cure the world, Katie says as a heartbroken Sean just nods in agreement. How sad. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 17. Next will be chapter 18, Eve of Destruction. And that is the final chapter. So, next video, epic conclusion of the Doctors. Yay! Finally. So, please remember, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, comment below if you like the book, if you like me, if I act stupid. I don't really care. Just tell me something. It's good stuff. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. Chapter 18, conclusion. Woo! Bye, guys.